Recording.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone, and glad Marlene's here right on time. I would say come on down, but Dennis may not approve of that. You're good. And thank you for what you did yesterday. Actually, you did so well. I'll give you another bite at that apple today if you would do that. And I delivered it where it needed to go. And as far as I know, everybody's happy. If they're not, they haven't told me, but I'm sure I'll find out sooner or later. So welcome, everyone, to session number 3 out of 5. Our friend Dennis Millburn, former Union Treasurer and Gulf States Conference Treasurer and other kind of honorary positions that, anyway, we're glad, and lots of experience that he can share with you. I hope you've been picking up on some of the comments that he's been making, especially about those used cars I heard a little bit yesterday. And but you know, $1,500 is $1,500. I don't think there's a commission that Marlene's husband charges to help you sell a used car for $4,000 when the blue book says 15 or something.
So you have been following me, even though you haven't been here. You're listening to what I'm saying.
I was standing right there when you were saying that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were here then.
In case y'all don't catch that, I was here, and Dennis didn't recognize he was being under surveillance. But we want you to surveil what he says and what he recommends. Check him out. Check his notes out, the handouts.
Right.
It's really important. You know what I told you the first day? Money can be and is, according to the Bible, the root of all evil. Yes. So the love of money, that is correct. The love of money, you're correct, is the root, can be, and is. The love of money is the root of all evil. And so I'm not an evil person because my pockets are empty. They're dry. Dennis, why don't you come and let me pray with you and get everybody fired up and get them started and can learn things they need to know. Heavenly Father, thank you again for your never-ceasing, never-ending love for each of us. And Lord, we thank you for the gift of life, and we thank you for you allowing us to be your hands and feet right here on this earth. We thank you for people with talents and experience like Dennis so that he can share with each of our church members that attend these seminars, helping you to be able to help manage your money and not let your money manage you. Lord, bless Dennis today, and bless all of our ears and eyes that are here. Let them pick up some golden nuggets about the best way that they can handle their certain situations in a God-like and Christ-centered way. So bless Dennis today, we pray, and give him the words and the information that each of our members need to hear. For it is in your sweet and holy, your lovely, and in the mighty name of Jesus Christ I pray. Amen.
Amen.
So we're rolling, we're recording, so everything you say is subject to being heard by many ears.
All right.
Over the next year.
Okay, now you have to understand, I used to work for the church, but now I am a lay person, so I can say anything I want, right? And I can't get fired.
Well, let me call Bobbie. Let me get Bobbie on the line and see what she says about that.
Okay.
Dennis, don't push your luck. You're smarter than that.
All right. Thank you all for coming back. Appreciate it. And thank you all for leaving. All right. Today we're going to talk about just a multitude of different things. I don't know if I mentioned this. Sometimes I forget, repeat. It's part of old age. But when I was working, I would do this for like churches. a couple hours at one shot. It was Saturday night. It was easy to do after sundown, and just put it together. And I had maybe 10 slides. And so when I retired, my daughter says, "Dad, I think you have good material, but I think you need to develop it and get some slides together and get a program together and be able to do camp meetings in churches." So I took a 2-hour program and I blew it up to 5 hours, so 5 different sessions. And in addition to this, I'm doing this for local churches as well. As you have observed, those who've been here, this is not material I do on Sabbath. I do this on Sunday, 10 to 4, say, 5 hours, 1 hour for like a potluck lunch. So if any of you are interested, if you feel it's worthy, it's something that would be a benefit to your church, I have some sheets here. I have my card. These are sheets that outline what I'm doing. And these are sheets that I've sent to the conference presidents, the departmental people, ministerial, and all. And you're welcome to get one of these and to take to your board and see if that's worthy of something that your church could benefit from. All right, so my disclaimer, I have this at the front of each one in case somebody's new, that I am not an expert. I'm sharing just a person like you that have kind of gone through some struggles and tried to figure it out. When I was in college, Southern Adventist University, I took a business degree. Personal finance was not a class that I could take that would apply toward my degree. And I'm thinking, we learn about corporations and stocks and bonds and everything, but why isn't it a part of the degree? And so what I've learned has just been hard knocks and learning from other people and my mistakes and other people's mistakes. So I hope this will be a benefit to you. So input and output, it's a computer term, you've heard it, input and output, kind of like input is like the income, and output is the money going out. So first of all, let's talk about a little bit about income, the importance of income. Obtaining an education and degree in your interest, college or technical school, is very important. Make sure that your interest is a marketable one. So those of you who are new, you see the green letters there, that's the fill in the blank thing. I have a friend, their family member took a degree, one of our schools. The degree is in animation, 4-year degree in animation. And I'm thinking, okay, how do you get a job in animation? So last I knew, they were working at Kinko's hourly. So it's unique, maybe in Hollywood or in the major CNN or something like that. It would be a major thing there. But make sure you have a marketable one, as many possibilities as possible. So get a certificate in your area of interest. So I worked in one place I worked. A lady was doing secretarial work, had no college degree, but she I have to be careful, all my stories. Some people I worked with, and I have some family members here, so I've got to be careful. But that person went and studied up and received a certificate in human resources, and all of a sudden they have arisen, or whatever the word is, have gone from the hourly to a salary. Just like those people who have a degree, a full-year degree or a master's degree or a PhD. So that's important to make sure that you have the income there coming in. Sometimes you may have to move where the jobs are, but always be faithful in your Sabbath observance. Be faithful in your tithing. If necessary to get out of debt, you may have to have a part-time job to help there. So if your output exceeds your input, then your upkeep will be your downfall. Wow, just a little poem there, but that's kind of the simple math of make sure your expenses do not exceed your income. I love this. You know, how many of us have bought something because it was cheap, and then we save money, and then after 1 or 2 uses, the thing broke. Maybe nobody else has ever had that problem, but you see this lady's slipper, beautiful. It was beautiful slipper there, but it's already come apart. So the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. Low price is the fill in the blank thing, I believe. So here's some don'ts. You know, I'm not. This is not like the 10 Commandments, but these are some don'ts that I've felt. I hope you can see back there. All there. It's so far away. The front seats here. These are the $1,000 seats. The people are still coming to this seminar, waiting for the $1,000, and it may be at the end. I don't know. But here's some don'ts. Don't buy from unsolicited persons on the phone. When somebody calls me on the phone and they say, you've won a vacation, a 3 days, 2 nights, whatever, in Orlando. Would you like to go there? And I said, well, I lived there 12 years. I've been to all the Mickey Mouse places. I don't really care to do that. And I said, by the way, I don't do anything over the phone. Almost always click, or they'll say, well, we can send you something. Very seldom will they send you anything. But usually those things, you have to pay some upfront fee to insure your spot, or I don't know. I don't even want to mess with it. But free vacations, hotels. I heard somebody talking about timeshares. Yes. I used to canvass, even though I'm a treasury person. You know, we accounting people, we are very skeptical. We don't trust hardly anything. So anyway, but I used to canvass, and I learned the sales process. So I believe I have great sales resistance. So we've accepted some of those free nights and timeshare. You go through a 2 or 3 hour thing, and I just tell them flat out, we're here to get the free night. We're not going to buy anything. Oh, they make it mad. They stretch it out, and they fume and fuss, and got to go see the manager. And I'm getting old. I decided I don't want to do that anymore. I don't like that much conflict. So, but anyway, great sales pressure to get timeshares, and some have been given to the conference. People donate the timeshares to the conference, and we can't get rid of them, but you have to pay that annual fee. So have sales resistance. Don't fall for get-rich-quick schemes. Hard to say that fast. Don't fall for those. I have another family member who worked for the church, and they had some fellow employees in the church, pastors maybe, that had a great investment that you could get that gave you 20%. Oh man, you can't lose. This is a new thing coming up. And so they bought into that, put a few thousand, tens of thousands in there. And what happened to it? It did go sour. So, you know, you get burned one time and you learn the lesson, but it hurts to get burned with several $1,000s worth of funds. Do you know, I'm sorry to admit this, but I am under IRS investigation. Are any of you under IRS investigation? Everybody? Oh, no, I got the phone call. And they said, unless I call this number, that the attorney is going to come out right away. You thought I was serious, and so, you know, they will scare you. And just think about the elderly people that fall for those types of things, that immediately get on and respond. IRS, credit cards, bills owed, lawyers, hang up and call your own known number, not theirs. So if you have any doubt, I don't have any doubt. I know where my finances are.
Just a quick note to that. None of those companies will ever call you. None. The only way they will communicate is through that.
The IRS, the Social Security, they're not going to call you.
Ever.
No.
So that's a big hint.
Yes. But lots of people, it's worthwhile for them to scam you. So there's lots of people out there. Don't believe you can win the lottery. Don't think you can win the sweepstakes. I have a lady in our church. It is just a sad situation. She's a widow lady. She has dementia. She's earning probably about $4,000 a month. She can do fine. House is paid off. Car's paid off. She writes about 70 checks every month. Probably 30 or 40 of those are to sweepstakes. The bank lady, the lady at the bank says, I don't know how to help her. She's a personal relation with her. I've told her several times, it's like taking the money and flushing it down the toilet. But she said, I may win money. She asked me to drive because she let her car insurance go and her house insurance go and had a flood in the basement. She, no insurance. She doesn't drive anywhere, so we have to take her somewhere. So she had a check. She wanted me to take her to the bank, $2.3 million. Sweepstakes. Torn off. And I looked at it and I said, this is not a legitimate check. She said, I need this check in the bank. So I went to the bank with her and they said, no, ma'am, that's not legitimate. There's no bank numbers or anything on it. But she sent $40 in because it was a processing fee that needed to go in. So she says, well, if I win this much money, I could help pay off the church's mortgage. Good-hearted person, but she can't live on her money. She's just throwing it away. And family, her kids won't have anything to do with her. So it's a real challenge. Don't give out your credit card number or bank account number over the phone unless you are the one that initiated the call. So somebody contacted me. I was going on a cruise, and they said I knew the person, but I didn't want to put in an email my credit card number. So they said, give me half of your credit card number in a text and the other half in an email. I said, that is a novel idea. So I put the first half of my credit card in a text. I put my expiration date of my credit card in the text. I put the last half of the credit card in an email and the code, the security code in the email. So they're split, two different things. So I thought that was a creative way to do it. Somebody said we should never say yes on the phone. Anybody calls you up, is this Dennis Millburn? Yes, it is. Or yes. Because you may be responding to a recording of them to come back and try to say, well, you agreed that you would purchase this thing or whatever. So when they call me, I think I say, this is whom to which you are calling, or whatever, some stupid thing. I don't say yes anymore. Some do's. Make sure that you need the item. Make sure you can afford the item. Research the internet for best prices and quality reviews for large purchases. So you get those codes, those reviews. I love the reviews, to watch reviews, listen to, see the reviews of things, and I'll share with you how I evaluate those reviews a little further along. Check the YouTube for possible answers to repairs of cars, equipment, and all kinds of things. If you're computer literate, that is a wonderful thing. Let me give you an example. Again, I have the Toyota Camry. We talked about that yesterday. There's nothing supposed to go wrong with that car, right? Because that's what it said in the Consumer Report. But I was pumping gas into the thing, and all of a sudden, it would spit the gas in. I'd push the thing, and it'd click off. I'd push it and click off. Several times. It'd take me 10 minutes to fill up my gas, spitting it into there, and it would click off. I said, what is going on? So I went onto the YouTube, and I put in there, Toyota Camry gas input problems. Well, voila, somebody had an answer to that. They said, and they gave pictures of how to do this. They said, go to the underside of your car, behind the back axle, and there's a little input valve in there. Take a cotton swab, because sometimes a spider or a mud dauber will get in there and fill in this little hole. Take that cotton swab and just put it in there and turn it around. and it cleans that out. And it did. Now, what if I had taken that to my dealership? What would they have done? Would they take the tank off? Would they have done exploratory surgery to do that? And I found out about that on YouTube. So another time, the washing machine, I've changed the transmission in our washing machine, but it's a big hassle. And so another time, and it lasted a good while, but this is several years later, not long ago. So I thought it was a transmission, but I wasn't sure. So it was going to be like $75, $80, $90 for this transmission. So on YouTube, it had my exact model on there and how to do it. It told me how to do in pictures all of the screws and the bolts and how to do everything. About 20 minutes later, half an hour later, looking at all these things, I said, whoa, I'm not that mechanically oriented. I said, Bobbie, how old is this washing machine? And she said about 7, 8 years old. I said, let's just buy a new one. I'm not sure what it is, but at least it gave me the choice. I could have done that. I could have done everything. It was very detailed, but it gave me the choice of whether I wanted to go through that detail and hope that was the case, hope that it was a transmission and not something else, because so many things are computerized today. It's hard to know. But YouTube is a wonderful opportunity for you to repair things that may be very simple to repair. Yes, sir?
For appliances, go to repairclinic.com.
Okay, repairclinic.com. He's saying for appliances.
They have parts,
Okay.
parts breakdowns,
Okay. Shows you the schematic of everything.
and they also have a lot of good videos.
Okay. All right. So what is that again?
Repairclinic.com.
Repairclinic.com. Okay, that's a free bonus for you today. Repairclinic.com. Okay? So pay cash or pay off your credit card if you've charged. These are dues. Just general, we're talking about all kinds of different financial things today. Make proper maintenance for longevity. And subscribe to the Consumer Report magazine. So I'm going to, we talked about the Consumer Report. Somebody said one of the critiques of my seminar previously was, you talk about the Consumer Report. I said, I'm sorry, but this has saved me thousands of dollars with this. And for $30 a year, or you can get it online for $18 or something like that, it is worth its weight in gold because there's no advertisements in here. So here's a magazine. It costs $30 a year. The 12 issues evaluates things you don't often use and gives ideas of brands and features that you need to look for. Refrigerators. So we just had to buy a refrigerator. My wife was in the hospital, as I mentioned, getting her first cancer treatment. I was sleeping in the hotel room on the hotel. Yeah, it was a hotel. It was a hospital. I was sleeping in the room there, and so I came home and I figured, well, I better check it out, make sure everything's okay, make sure the dishes are washed. You know how you need to do. So I came home, and what do I hear but the refrigerator's knocking. It's making this terrible noise. So I blew out all the cobwebs, and I took it apart and looked at it, and I found it was, I forgot what it was. But anyway, we had it like 20 years, something like that. So I knew she wanted a different kind, so this was a great time to do it. But I wanted to make sure, because she needed to have fresh food because her immune system was going to be shot. So I needed to make sure everything was fresh and good. So I looked on there, and I found an LG with the bottom freezer that she wanted to have. One door, cheaper, of course, one door. And so I was able to get the model, the exact model. I went to 2 different places, Home Depot and Lowe's. I found Lowe's had a sale. They both had a sale on it, but Lowe's was $200 cheaper. So I got that, had it delivered free, and had the other one taken away for $20. So, but it gave me an idea of what to look for and what brands were the good brands with good good track record. Televisions, cell phone plans, restaurants, medicines, motor oil, and a multitude of other things. And as I said yesterday, the day before, a car supplement in December, this 13th volume is worth its weight in gold, I believe, in buying and selling cars. So here's just one of them, and just to give you an idea of some of the things that are in it. So here's one that says how to pay less for practically anything. Well, that's kind of general. Here are 3 ways to pay less for car insurance. Needless new car upsells. 5 ways to save organic. What else? Your health dollars. 5 ways to save on your medications. Personal finance. Do your own taxes. Oh, so it's kind of what I was sharing the first day is kind of repeating here. Save on investment costs. Just lots of things in here that are benefit. And my most favorite thing is going to the back page, which has all the goofs, all the funny sayings and the advertise. I see those people who have subscribed to this. So this is the first thing we look at is the humorous things in the back, all the advertisements that are funny, that humorous. All right. So you can't see this, but this again, for those who are new or who weren't here yesterday, this is the 16 frequency of repair items on every car for the last 6 years. So it tells you average, worse than average, much worse than average, or better than average, and much better than average. We looked at a BMW yesterday, again, not being critical of BMWs, but one particular model was below average, average. I like to go in to get the ones that say much better than average, much better than average, much better than average, much better than average. I don't want to have to pay for expenses. I talked with someone today that had a Toyota Camry that had all the good signs, and he said he had to replace the transmission. But the person who replaced it after 130,000 miles said that's very unusual that you would have to do that. So you're going to get a lemon, something as a lemon at some time, but at least the probability of success is much higher if you do your homework and you prepare for what you're getting ahead of time. So research on the internet. Buy things based on the frequency of usage. If it's high usage and better quality, then get the better quality. I'm a woodworker. I like to buy DeWalt kind of tools. There may be more expensive tools, but that seems to work for me. If it's something I don't use very often, cable cutters or stuff like that, Harbor Freight. Yeah, so that's the store. And but I like to buy good quality tools. So look for the ratings of 1 to 5. You can find that on the internet. I add up all the 4s and the 5s and get a percentage there, and I discount those negative things. Some people don't even know how to open a box, and they can't get the box open, and they'll give a bad report because it's defective. So some people are just not with it. So I take the 4s and the 5s and try to get in the 80s or 90 percentile of frequency. Read the comments from the users. Use the preponderance of opinion. And check prices from a few vendors, just like that refrigerator, $200 difference, just by making a trip to the other place. So it was worthwhile for me to get that refrigerator. Television, low channels, cable, satellite, or none. Local free channels are best. So I don't do cable, never have, never plan on doing it. But I don't know if local free channels are best or is in your fill in the blank thing or not. Maybe it is. But anyway, and I understand those who have cable, you buy into this thing, you get your 12 months, real cheap, $39, and then it goes to $89 after that. But then once you get in, they're constantly moving up. I don't like that, so I just don't haggle. Now I just got a my bill from AT&T, my regular phone bill. They added $5. I'm going to call them and say, why'd you add $5 to my internet charge? So I've got yet that to do. So I'll see. Say, do you want to keep my business? I maybe not say it like that, but I've been with you a long time. I'd like to, stay. I'd like to stay with you. There are other options, but I would like to stay with you. But I don't like this going up on the fee. But that's what they get you. They get you in the door, and then they start moving you up. If you really want to look at it, find out what it's going to cost over a 5-year period and see what it is, your upfront costs, and then what it's going to go to. We get Roku. I get, of course, we're in Atlanta. On one television, we get like 12 channels, and on the other channel, other little TV, we get like 30 channels free. So if you're out in the farther away, you may not be able to get very many local channels, but you can still get those channels, and basically I just kind of watch the news. But Roku, one-time cost, you can get all the news, little news shorts, and all your Seventh-day Adventist programs. And I found out that it is written. Yes, I was going to say, I got the lady back here. She gave me some cards. Says, broadcast that. So she even showed up here. But you can get, it is written now on Roku. So you get LLBN and Hope Channel and 3ABN. I'm sorry? Yes, I'm sorry. You have to have internet. You have to have Wi-Fi to enable you to use that. So, but that is a wonderful thing. All right. Returning purchases. When I was single, I would buy things, and if it didn't fit, it didn't work, I'd just say, well, I made a mistake. But I told you about my wife. My wife will make me take things back. I took something back not long ago. She's got me trained right now. She didn't ask me, but I got 89 cents. So I'm thinking, but I want you to know I didn't make a special trip to do that. I was on the way to something else, but I got 89 cents back. But if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. You've heard that term before, but take it back and get a refund. Buy used or special, things on special. Buy clothes from a thrift shop and be proud. So I went to a thrift shop and I found 2 suits. They were tailored suit, the one that didn't have any label on the inside. They fit me perfectly. I didn't have to have them altered at all. $7 for one suit, $8 for the other suit. So I wore one into the office and I said to one of my coworkers, I said, what do you think of my suit? And they said, man, it looks great. Looks great on you. I said, yeah, I got it for $7. I said, I would be embarrassed to tell anybody that. And I thought to myself, I'm proud of the fact that I got this thing for $7. And it's still in my closet. I don't have the heart to give it away. I should give it away because now that I'm not working, I don't wear as many suits as I did before. But anyway, you can find some really quality things, especially if you go to the upscale thrift shops, depending on the part of town you're at. You can get some really, really great things. Buy used toys for kids. Our daughter's first tricycle came from the dump. Our grandkids' bicycles came from a thrift shop. I mean, they look like they're brand new. And they get worn out. They get used like in one day, especially with our grandsons. They get really used. But if we buy the used things, then they don't get in the habit of always wanting the newer things, the more expensive things. They can think along that line. Dented cans. Some places we bought dented cans. Somebody said at the seminar I was at, but when you dent the can, that may release something inside of the can where it dents. I don't know if that's true or not, but I haven't died yet. Nobody in my family has died. We've used dented cans before. Manager specials. Do we have a Kroger in this area?
What?
Kroger store. Ingles. Okay, yeah. We have a little bit of Ingles in Atlanta. Not much. It's kind of dying out there, but I know it's big here. But Kroger's big in Atlanta. And they have manager specials. And my wife and I, we love manager specials. So we buy, manager special means it's half off, 50% off. And it's still within like food, it's still within the period there. So we love manager specials. Dale Bakery, so they have manager specials. So you can take it home and put it in the freezer. Pull it out when you need it. Trash day. So I used to, my wife and I used to, when we moved to Atlanta, we used to recycle all of our paper and cans, and we didn't have much. And Leonard, I went to the administration and I said at the union office, I said, we have maybe one bag a month. And I said, would it be okay if I in that big dumpster at the office, would it be okay if I drop that in there? And they said, well, yeah, that'd be okay. Just don't make it too obvious when you're putting it in there. But so I did that for a little while, and then the taxes came in, and then they charged us, put it in our taxes and our property tax, so we had to pay trash. Our son and daughter have the same thing. However, we live in the county. It's subdivision, nice subdivision, but they live in the city, and in the city they pay that, but then they have to buy. What color are the bags? Purple. You have to buy purple bags, and what is it? $2 a piece, something like that. $2 a piece. They cannot put their trash that they've already paid for but they have to buy a purple bag to put it in, $2 a piece. So when we go to visit them, our car stinks when we come back home because we put their garbage cans in their garbage bags in white bags in our trunk. We try to beat it home as quick as possible so that my lonely bag in the trash thing has some friends. So, we paid for it, but he'll get this big, huge dumpster and have one little bag in there, and it just isn't worth it. So anyway, we saved them some money, and I told you this is going to be hazardous to your mind here today. All right. It's going to be better than, worse than that maybe as we come along. A Christian's responsibility to care for their bodies. Now, we do know, and I'm going to share some things, this presentation has been put together for Adventist and non-Adventist usage. But my dad smoked while he was a member, so this is probably going to appeal to some, and you'll understand. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. Sometimes, in addition to the diseases we get, we give our bodies something that costs more. We harm our bodies, and that costs more in medical expenses too. So here is something. I didn't know how much it cost for cigarettes. So if you saw me in the 7-Eleven pricing cigarettes, I hope you didn't tell my pastor, because I didn't know what they cost. So here I was looking the prices there, and I had to go on the internet. And again, the internet, everything on the internet's true. So the average usage of cigarettes is 30 a day. That's what they said. It's got to be true. 30 cents a piece. I had to do the math. 3 times 365 days a year, $3,285 is the average cost of smoking. But think of the negative effects that gives in addition to that, the medical expenses. And you see, when you quit smoking, it improves your blood pressure, your circulation, just lots of benefits there. Also, harmful things done to our body, alcohol. The National Institute of Health says that moderate is okay, but too much on a single occasion or over time can take a serious toll on your health. Now, I want you to skip down to look at what they say. What's in white is what they say. Heart can be damaging, possible strokes. This is one use or over a long period of time. Can be damaging, possible stroke, high blood pressure, cirrhosis of the liver, fibrosis, pancreatic, all that stuff. Okay, so what you see in the yellow there is my comment. So our bodies are designed by God to get rid of a little poison, right? So we always get a little poison in there somehow. So why does NIH recommend a little wine is good when pure grape juice will have the same effect, same benefit with no negative effects? Plus alcohol is more expensive to buy and may cost more medically. Okay? So I don't have any expenses in there, but the need for organic. So we have begun, especially my wife with her condition there, we have accelerated our usage of organic. Here's the Dirty Dozen. Now, I went on the internet and I saw several Dirty Dozens, different things. I don't know what the official Dirty Dozen is, but this is one there. Strawberries, celery, plum, nectarines, apples, peaches, pears. You can find it on the internet too. But organic, now let me just tell you, my pastor and his wife family went to Kenya as missionaries before they came to our church. They were there for a number of years, and they were doing fine physically. When they came back to the United States, all of a sudden the son developed tell me what it is? Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease. The only thing that will help him to be able to tolerate that is to eat organic food. So people say here in the U.S. it doesn't make any difference. In Europe, there's a big emphasis on organic things, non-GMO, but it certainly helps him. So that tells me right there that all those sprays and everything that get on that has to have some effect negatively. Same thing with non-GMO. That's underlined word there is modified, non-genetically modified, non-GMO. So you need to there's a need for non-GMO. It's a negative, non-GMO. So those are some of the things. The soy milks. So we've gone to soy milk. So now we have most of it is genetically modified. So there can be some problems there. And corn. So we're trying to steer clear of those things. Raising our own tomatoes and trying to get as many things that fit in this area, the non-GMO items. So again, there's different organizations putting out what the top 10 would be. So groceries cut in half. Now, this is from a magazine called Pop Sugar Moms. I'm sure that you all get that magazine, the Pop Sugar Moms. I kind of laughed. I said, that sounds like a joke to me. And somebody at one of my seminars said, yeah, I do get that magazine. I said, oh, okay, well, all right. Pop Sugar Moms. So groceries cut in half. Meal planning. Plan your meals. Go grocery shopping once a week and no more. Eat less meat. If you're already a vegetarian, you're saving money. Always buy generic. Shop the perimeter and cook your own food. Try shopping at Aldi's. Do you have Aldi's here? Yes. I call that my quarter store. You know why I call it the quarter store? It's not somebody thought, when I asked that question, do you have a quarter store? They said, no, the 5 and 10 cent stores went away a long time ago. I don't know about the quarter store. I said, oh, the Aldi's. That is a management, superior management thing. You see that, put that quarter in, every buggy gets back. And if it doesn't get back there, somebody's going to grab it and put it back in so they can get the quarter. So, I mean, that is management thing. And those folks there, they run the stuff through like wildfire. They can run a basket through in about 1 minute. But they have lots of very inexpensive food there, and seems to be good quality. So benefits of plant-based diet. Now, as I've said in the past, this seminar is not a health class, but when it comes to something in the Money magazine that talks about saving money, then I bring it in. So a 6-month study, financial, cut food spending by more than half by going plant-based diet. So we are attempting to do that. We're not religious about that. If something's in there, eggs or milk or something in something, and of course we go buy ice cream every once in a while, but as a general whole, we're shooting towards that. We found I lost like 6 pounds just by being more consistent with that, and my gut was a little more there. So feeling better, having less sinus problems because of the milk and the cheese. I saw a book in the ABC yesterday. It says the something about cheese, the being like a drug. What do you call a drug? Addictive. The addiction of cheese. I thought, wow, yeah, that's good. A lot of people say, I can do all that, but I got to have my cheese. So health, half of participants lost weight, lower likelihood of need to take a sick day. You can stay more productive. You take fewer pills, steer clear of complications, and you age better. And your insurer may reward you with discounts on healthy groceries. So food. So breakfast cereals are costly. I like dry cereal, but I can eat about a half a box, and some of those are like $3.50, $4 for the good stuff. But my wife likes cooked oatmeal, and my grandkids love cooked oatmeal. They'd rather have cooked oatmeal than box cereal. But I got burned about oatmeal. When I grew up, my dad would go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning, plowing snow or in the garbage, taking the garbage truck, working for the city, and he'd cook oatmeal about 4 o'clock in the morning. And when I got up, my brother got up about 8. What is that oatmeal like? It's like concrete. It was close. We'd get our shovel in there and we'd try to dig something out and then try to chop it up. And in those days, we didn't have microwaves. So it's like you just put milk on it and tough it out and eat it. So I love granola. I made granola in college, and I ate it every day in college. And I could eat it every day too. But something about oatmeal. But I know it's good for you.
Raw oatmeal is not too much different than granola, and with me, I don't get feeling hypoglycemic during the morning.
Oh, okay.
It stays with you longer.
Okay.
And you can add a little fruit to it or raisins or whatever.
There you go.
It doesn't take any time to fool with.
Like a muesli. What do they call it?
Old-fashioned oatmeal.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you just put milk in it, uncooked. Okay. All right. That's great. There you go. So save a lot of money. Dented cans. Use coupons only if you normally use those items. So sometimes the very expensive brands will give you 50 cents off. Well, the net cost compared to the brand name of the company may be a lot more than you would normally spend.
25-pound bags for her.
25-pound bag of what? Oatmeal. Well, we do that too. We split it between our. 25-pound bags of oatmeal. Yep. We go through it as well. Oh, you don't cook it either. Okay, good. So you don't turn yours into concrete. Yes. Yes.
They've been finding traces of glyphosate in brands of oatmeal.
Okay.
Now, glyphosate is the active ingredient of Roundup. And
Oh.
there's a link between glyphosate and carcinogenic properties.
Okay.
So maybe looking at definitely non-GMO oats, but I don't know what brands would be free. So
Non-GMO or organic oatmeal. So that's wow.
Conscious of the Quaker or some of the ones that have been found to have the glyphosate in.
Very good. Okay, I think everybody heard that. All right. Look for buy one get one BOGO. No, I guess that stands for buy one get one. When I first saw that, I thought that was a clown, BOGO. But I guess somebody said that's bozo. Okay, so So BOGO, buy one, get one. Now, when you get one that says buy one, get one half off, I quizzed my grandson to see if he knew what that meant. He said, that's 25% off. I said, good boy. Good boy. Eating out. Okay, all right. Hold on to your seat here. Eating out tips. For birthday, we have Provinos. Do you have Provinos here? Oh, man. You need to move to Atlanta. We just got all kinds of crazy places there. Provinos, an Italian place. And on your birthday, you get a free meal. I'm sure you got restaurants here that you get free meals for. So we go, yes?
In Hendersonville, Asheville area, there's a Chinese type place that has on your birthday.
Oh, okay. All right. On your birthday, you have to show your driver's license.
25 near between Hendersonville and Asheville.
Okay, all right. There you go. All right, so here's what we do. We go to Provinos. We fill up on the salad and the rolls, and we eat. That's as much as you can eat. We can't eat the food. We eat about half of it. We take it home. So we buy one, if my wife and I go, we buy one meal, and we end up taking it home. So that means we get 4 meals out of one purchase. So it's a great deal. See? Got to think about that. Sweet tomatoes. Do you have sweet tomatoes here? Oh. Maybe we'll just move Atlanta. No, you don't want Atlanta. You don't want Atlanta here, no. Sweet tomatoes, it's a salad place, all you can eat salad thing too, and they do likewise. Cracker Barrel. Do you have, I know you have Cracker Barrel here. Okay. Cracker Barrel, we like Cracker Barrel. We go and buy the vegetable plate, a 4 vegetable plate, and you can take one of the vegetables, you can substitute it for a baked potato. I think it's $1.50 instead of $1 now. They've gone up. So it's $9. So we get the biscuits, come with it. We ask for apple butter. And so both of us eat for $9. Pretty good. And they don't have meat cooked in it, and at least that we know of. We're afraid to ask. No. They used to? Oh, okay. And then we have the real lemonade. The real lemonade is what I call my version of the poor man's lemonade. You ask for water. You ask for lemons. I take the lemons. How much lemons are in lemonade that you buy? None. So this is the real lemonade that you get here. So I get these lemons, as many lemons as they'll give me. I squeeze that in there and take the sugar, not the other stuff, not the bad stuff. Take sugar, stir it in. A little hard to stir that sugar and dissolve it, but I get real lemonade. Poor man's lemonade. There you go. That's a secret there. You can save lots of money when you go to Cracker Barrel.
You can get 2 kids' meals for the same price and get them to make the lemonade in the back and bring it to you for free.
Woo! Oh, man. Okay. All right. There you go. Now, did you know that you can go out and eat out every day of the month for $60? Every day of the month you can go out and eat for $60.
One person?
One person, yes. Not the whole family. No. I mean, one person. What you do is you go to Taco Bell. I'm a vegetarian vegan, so I ask for fresco, and that means take off the cheese and put on the tomatoes, and you get a tostada. Now, tostada is the flat one. It's usually not on the menu, but at taco, you don't get as much food in there. So the tostada, you get flat, and they put more in because they can't see it. So you get that. It's 99 cents a piece, $1 a piece for those tostadas, 2 of them. I can't eat more than 2. So I get 2 of those. If you ask for a senior discount, you get 10% off that, or you get a free drink. So $2, do the math, $2 times 30 is how much? $60. There you go. There you go. So you can eat out every day of the month for $60. Okay. Speaking of tips, I had somebody in the seminar, and they said, before I even got to this, they said, my child was working in a restaurant, and there are some people are so cheap, and says, you need to talk about giving tips. And I'm thinking, yeah, I got an email, I got a PowerPoint talking about that. Speaking of tips, leave them. If you're going to eat out, or stay in a hotel or have other personal services, leave the appropriate tip. This is a part of travel and entertainment expenses. Being frugal, I say what I'm sharing here is being frugal, but we don't need to be cheap. Making an opportunity to give free witnessing literature. So I put in, and this is, if you leave money beside your bed on the stand, they won't take it. But I had a travel agent tell me what he did is leaves his tip on the pillow. On the pillow, and here's what I do. I take a couple dollars, if it's a hotel room, and I'll take one of these things here, and I'll put that money inside of here, $2 bills inside of that. I'll leave that on my pillow. Now, this is the seed. We're supposed to scatter the seed, right? And I just thought today, the $2 in there is like the fertilizer to get the seed going, right? They're more apt to read it if you have something in there. I hope that Seventh-day Adventists are the most generous people. I hope that the people here, when we leave, they say, those people are really nice people, because we like to be frugal, don't we? As Adventists, we want, because it's the Lord's money, we are stewards of His. However, I tried to find this quote at home, and I want to share that, and I didn't find it, but it's something about we personally and for the church always want to save money, right? And we sometimes we haggle so much that we become a proverb to them that money is our God. Better to lose a little, Ms. White says, than to be perceived as always wanting the best deal for everything. I wish I had that quote for you. I can guarantee I can put my hands on that. But that helps me to realize. And this morning, I left a tip at the $1, because all they do is pick up my plates downstairs. But the lady, she looked at me, and all of a sudden she was very friendly, and we just started conversing. We talked for about 5 minutes, just about her husband, and all. So, piece of literature there too.
I think we should look for that, because I'm sure that it exists too. It's not one of those.
What's that?
The statement about not.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, there are sayings of Mrs. White that aren't true.
Yes. It's in the book called Christian Leadership, and I know I've given Dave some there. I was trying to find my one. I had some. I used to give it to new business interns in the union. So there's a comment or question here.
What's the difference between the pillow and the stand?
The pillow and the stand. In the stand, sometimes people take the things out of their pocket and put it there, their keys and all. And if there's money there, you don't want to be. They don't want to be perceived as stealing from you.
Still there.
Pardon?
If you've already checked out, would that make a difference?
I just
Or you mean
every day I leave something on the pillow, and I put money in there. So just something that I used to canvas, and this is an opportunity to. I just got into that habit. So even though I don't get reimbursed for it. Pardon? This one, I have 2 of them. These are my favorites. I know there's lots of them there. An hour with your Bible, if they don't know anything about Adventist. If they know I'm an Adventist, your friend's the Adventist. These are put out by, I think, Review and Herald. Yeah, Review and Herald, non-existent, but still under their name. But you can get them, the ABC. They're not glow track. These are not glow tracks. But I figure if I have one shot, I'm going to give them the whole enchilada. I don't want to make them healthy sinners. I want to make them Adventists, or ones that believe in the seventh-day Sabbath and the state of the dead, and it has all that in here. So anyway, leave the Lord, the impression of the Lord with them. But if I'm in the same place and I know it's the same person cleaning the room or whatever, then I try to rotate it around. And I gave them, it is written one This morning, yes, so you know. Yeah, because she was the same lady, and I conversed with her in the hall, and she was so happy that I gave her a tip. All right, enough of that. That's a little bit of evangelism, though, right? Right. So I think it's important to realize that money is, as we said in the first session, is only useful. It's only worth sand unless we use it for the Lord's work. So we don't want to have money be our God.
Is this the quote you were looking for?
Ooh, he found it. Okay.
Some of the Sabbath keepers who say to the
Oh,
world,
here, let me. I want you to speak into here. I want everybody to hear this.
This comes from
TT.
one volume 1 of Testimonies.
Okay.
Some of the Sabbath keepers who say to the world that they are looking for Jesus coming and that they believe we are having the last message of mercy give way to their natural feelings and better barter and trade and are...
A proverb.
You read it. You read it
Yeah,
better than I
okay.
can.
A proverb among unbelievers for their keenness in trade, for being sharp and always getting the best end of bargain. Such would better lose a little and exert a better influence in the world and a happier influence among brethren, and show that this world is not their God. Okay? Page TT
It's 1T, 150.
1T, chapter 26.
150.
150, page 150. Okay? All right, thank you for that. Isn't it amazing what we can find today? How fast we can find things? I just got my wife a smartphone. A smartphone, yeah. She's a flip phone person. She thought it was always a waste to have that, but she's loving it. She can text now without having to go through all those letters to text something. And she loves it, but she's also watching here. Not what I'm doing, I'm glad. But she's watching the main programs. All right. Being frugal, okay. All right. Well, water should be free. Okay, I'm going to have to move along here. My daughter tells me I tell too many stories here. Individual water costs more than soda. I was up on Stone Mountain. We have Stone Mountain. We have some nice things in the Atlanta area. Stone Mountain, you know the carving of the face there. I went up on there, and I looked at a bottle of water was $3.50. Now, I think water ought to be free. It should be free. It was free when we were kids. We distill our water. We lived in Orlando. We had sulfur water. We have a distiller, not an alcohol distiller, please understand, but a water distiller. So we put in water and it distills it. I know it takes out some of the minerals and all, but we stick that in jugs in our car, half-gallon jugs like the fruit jugs, and we rotate those plastic jugs periodically, just so you're thinking. And that water will stay in there, and it won't be bad. It can be in there for weeks, months, and it doesn't taste bad. You can do the same thing either by getting a distiller. We're still using that. Like 30 years later, we're still using that same distiller, stainless steel distiller. You can do the same thing, but you can buy water and fill your bottles. You can get distilled water in the grocery stores or spring water or whatever. But you just hate to be. They don't call a convenience store for no reason at all. Convenience means you're desperate. You've got to pay through the nose to get it. Or if you go to Stone Mountain, you're getting thirsty. So learn to cut family members' hair. So let's say it costs $20 a month to cut hair for 12 months, and you've been married 50 years. That's $12,000. If you put that in savings at just 3% interest, it's $27,000. If you can get 6% interest, it's $76,000 for one haircut. And if you put it in the stock market, averaging 88%, you'd have $100,000 from one haircut. You see how important one thing is. And if you got lots of kids, just think you're saving a lot of money. You're making a lot of money. So think about those little things that add up. Electric razors versus blades. Used for some clothes. Darn is not a bad word. I was single for a while and before I got married, and darn, I know how to darn a sock. I know how to do that. So mending that sock. Dry clean every few months, depending on usage and need. You can buy home dry cleaning kits, buy seasonally when prices come down. I got to see how many more slides I got here. Oh, wow, I'm going to have to rush here. All right, so with vinegar, we don't drink it, but white vinegar is a solution for many things. We use it for cleaning windows, clean calcium off for humidifier heating elements, remove rust. I love antique tools, and so I get one that's encrusted in rust, and I stick it down in a solution of vinegar water, and it just bubbles that rust off. It's just neat to look at. Cleans carpet, all kinds of benefits. Use it up, wear it out, make a do or do without. A New England frugality experience there. So utility costs. You hear saying you should keep your temperature this in the wintertime and this in the summertime. I don't know, 68 and 78, I forget what it is. But my wife got a cold in Orlando. So we keep our house during the wintertime, during the summertime at 80 degrees. Fan, maybe the room fan's going. But on the other hand, so we save money in that end, but then in the wintertime we got to keep it warm. So make it so it's comfortable for your family members, and you may be different. One person may be hot, another person cold. Put on a sweater maybe, but try to keep it at a fairly moderate thing. We insulate our attic well. We've got that much insulation in our attic, 18 inches. We've installed an attic fan. So when we're gone during the day, when we worked, or even now, in the morning, in the summertime, it'd get really hot in the summertime and cool off in the evening, get down in the 60s. We'd open our windows, we'd flip on the attic fan, and it'd suck in the whole house, air, cool it off to 72 degrees or whatever, and shut the windows. And she told me a couple of days ago, it's in the 90s in Atlanta. She said it was 5 o'clock before the air conditioner came on. So just something, it's a little expensive to get an attic fan put in, but it's a real savings. Turn water down to 120 degrees. Turn down or off temperature and water heater when gone for more than a couple of days. And I do that religiously. I set it at permanent thing, maybe 85 degrees or whatever or more, and opposite in the wintertime. Change HVA filters monthly as recommended. Replace light bulbs with LED bulbs, and use clothesline to dry clothes. Wash clothes in cold water, warm water or cold water. My wife tells me that Consumer Report gets into that kind of thing, and it says, you can do it in cold water or warm water. It doesn't make any difference depending on what it is. So, evaluate that. So here's the latest. Those of you who are into energy conservation, this is the latest invention here. This is dries the wash using the very latest technology, a combination of solar and wind power. So this is not, we're coming back around now, and people are seeing that yeah, Wayne?
We've run across, as we were looking for a house the last couple of years, we ran across several subdivisions that you're not allowed to have any clotheslines on.
Oh yeah, I know. This is kind of we don't have a clothesline either. We have the little racks that my wife puts some clothes on there in the house and dries some things, but we don't have it outside either. Yeah. I just thought that was kind of humorous there. Okay, married. I was doing a seminar, and one of the church members, the pastor's wife, had passed away a few years before, and they got married. So I was giving them a hard time. So there's the pastor and just married the church member, the treasurer, in fact. Treasurers are special people. So the treasurer, and so I was giving them a hard time. Well, I see you trying to save some money here. So you got married. So So travel expenses. Take a vacation on the front end of work-related expenses. If you have a business meeting or you need to go somewhere, take a vacation there. The transportation's already been covered. You may just pay the extra hotel rooms. Use gas-saving programs like Kroger and Safeway, multiples of 10 cents. Maybe you have that here. But we can get up to $1 off of 35-gallon. So sometimes and my wife does surveys and all, and somehow we build it up. We don't spend that much money. But she builds up the point somehow. And sometimes we get $1 off. So we get, our daughter and her husband, we get lined up. So we get one car in there. We fill it up. We can't use 35-gallon in one car. So we get one car there, fill it up. Somebody's holding the gas pump, and they drive the other one. And then they fill the other one up. And then somebody holds that, and they move the other car down. We can fill 3 cars. And if we don't have enough in there, we take 5-gallon cans and add it in there. $1 a gallon. I mean, that's $35. I mean, oh, okay. We're not the only crazy ones. All right. So when I got ready to retire, I went to my insurer and I said, "No, I'm going to retire." So I found out I can get a discount from my insurer for discounts if I drive under 7,500 miles. So I have a Sienna van, and so I said, "Well, okay, I'm not going to drive that many miles." Okay, but you get the special rate for that, under 10,000 a year. Don't take vehicle warranties if you bought a reliable car. Now, I don't take any warranties for anything. No refrigerators, no phones, no cars, nothing. This little magazine will tell you that those things are basically a waste of money, especially if you buy quality things. You don't need that. That's why they're still trying to sell me a warranty on my 2011 Toyota Camry with 130,000 miles. Take a driving class if you're 55 or age years or older. AARP, you can get the 10% discount on your auto insurance. So we've done that. I know AARP is more political in their realm, but when they save me $10, $15 a night in a motel, when I'm paying for the motel, then my annual fee of whatever, I bought 5 years to get the cheaper discount. I don't know when it runs out, but anyway, that's a great discount thing as well. I want to make sure you're getting a picture of this. These slides I'll make available to you. They're there. Oh, you've already looked?
I looked on the
website. Okay, you put my name in YouTube and you found all of the slides and presentations and
on the church's the camp meeting website.
Oh, the camp meeting website. Okay, all right.
The presentations.
Okay.
Your slides are on.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, they were, and then they took them off.
They did?
They did at one time. They took everything off, and I don't know if they're going to put them back. But
I got it.
okay. All right. Well, good. That's good. All right. There's somebody had their hand up.
I was just going to say AMAC is an alternative to AARP.
Yes, AMAC is a conservative side, but I didn't find the discounts there for them.
Well, I was looking at the difference between AAA membership and AMAC. You get some of these things, and then all you get for the thing, unless you have a lot of trouble, is a lot of advertisements for life insurance and all
Yes.
kinds of stuff. And it's a hassle.
Yeah.
Just to keep up with all the promotions.
Yes.
If it was just a membership for when your car breaks down or when you want to have a saving on a trip, that's fine, but you have to put up with all this other stuff.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of emails, even from Consumer Report magazine. So yeah, you got to be careful. So avoid furniture and furnishings. Avoid the attitude you need to buy all new furniture when you move into another house. Savor the purchase one at a time when you can afford to pay cash. We talked about the mattress, how they sell it to you on time. You can buy used furniture and refinish the way you want it at a fraction of the cost. So my wife and I were out doing our exercise on trash day. Here, a lady in our neighborhood had a nice oak rocking chair, and she had it out there. It was broken. The arms were broken, and so she was giving it away, and she says, "Well, if you want it, you can have it." She said, "I grew up on that rocking chair." So, being the frugal people that we are, we took that double painted, had two coats of paint on it, all messed up, and we took it home. And my wife and I, we paint remover, and we took it all off. And of course, being a woodworker, I took the two arms and glued them back together, gorilla glued them together, and sanded it down nicely. It looks so nice now. I'm afraid to let my neighbors see it anymore because she would want it back. It is beautiful. It's beautiful. So, and our daughter, we found a chest of drawers, and she paints them white and makes them beautiful, and that's what the granddaughter has as her dresser. So anyway, they're pretty frugal too. Technology is expensive. When you buy the latest, it comes out. When it comes out, you pay a premium. Wait until I'm looking at the numbers there. I'm looking at slides. I know I'm about to quit here. Smartphones can be used to replace computers for email, GPS, television news, home phone, flashlights, camera, alarm clock, hard copy books, Bibles, financial analysis, SDA programs, internet, and others added every day. Did you ever believe that we would have that today, all packed in one of these little things? And I just got a battery backup that goes back in here. My son-in-law found this, so I can charge it once and it'll last about 3 days. So I just push a button on the back and it backs it up from the battery into the phone. It weighs like a pound, but anyway, I don't have to charge it as often. Personal gifts and greeting cards. Personal hand gifts are more meaningful if you can make them. If subscribed to some magazines, they offer free subscriptions. So every Consumer Report magazine, every other year, I get a free subscription. So every other year, I give my son or my daughter a subscription to a magazine. And you know how much it costs me? That's a Christmas gift. $0. But they like it because it's free, and we're all in this thing together. So we use that. We repurpose things. Greeting cards are expensive, $4 thing, and we reuse those greeting cards. And here's how we do that. Now we have a box, and Mother's Day comes by or Valentine's Day comes by, and at the end of the day, or in a week later or whatever, we'll put that card in that box, and maybe 2 or 3 years later, we pull it out of that box and reuse that card. Is that being cheap? No, my wife likes that. She's the one that told me to do that. So I said, okay. But I still love her the same way I did 2 years ago, right? So I have all the gushy words in there. I shared that with somebody at the union office, and they said, that is pretty cheap. That is really cheap. They said, that's almost as bad as the Hallmark story I heard. These two older folk, retired folk, Retired folk went into Hallmark, the really expensive store, and they said to each other, you find a card that you would love to have. As gushy, as sweet a card as you want. And so they each picked the card that they would like to have received. They exchanged cards, and they read it. I love you so much. You mean so much to me. And it was great. It was great. They gave a hug to each other. Oh, right there in the aisle. And then they put the cards back in the case. But these are the cards I like. These are the cards I like, the homemade ones. Look at this. Happy birthday, Pop Pop. Wow, this is what I get from my grandkids.
Can't recycle them.
I can't recycle them. No. Look at that. Look at those. The love that exudes from those cards. Wow. All right. That's as hazardous as to your mind as I'm going to give you, that recycle thing. Now, making personal gifts. So all of these are made out of backyard wood. So I've got persimmon wood, China berry. The one on the bottom left is China berry. The one up top there, I think I did buy some cypress wood to make that. But most of the trees, most of the things I make wood out of are out of my backyard. My son-in-law made that one on the bottom right for me out of 2x4s. 2x4s, maybe a manger and a cross. People in our community think that is fantastic, from the manger to the cross. So gifts are very important. Oh my, I'm running over. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. But if you need to leave, I've just got about 5 more to go. 3 bids. When you have need to do something in your home, get 3 bids, and have them come out and tell you what they're going to do, and then you'll learn more. Some of them are going to be fast salespersons. They're going to try to convince you and try to sell you things you don't need. But that's really important to get 3 bids, and you get to listen to their song and dance. Sad to say, sometimes a man needs to help review that. Best time to fix your roof is when the sun is shining. So I've decided to stay off the roof or the high ladders and save accidents and maintenance costs. Have gutters replaced with something like expensive gutter guard, or purchase another kind of thing. Now, I had somebody come out and do an evaluation, give me a quote. You know, if one of those from a fair, you fill in a thing, you're going to win something, get a $100 gift certificate or something from Home Depot. And they were going to show me something like this. This just goes on the gutter. This is, to me, really important. So you slip this under the shingles, you put this down here, and you screw that in. It's 3-foot pieces. They said they would replace 2 options. They would replace my gutters with 5-inch gutters, which is like 1 inch longer, and they put this in for $9,000, 220 linear feet. Now that's a special deal. I said, I don't need the gutters. I just want this little thing to go in there so I don't have to do the gutters anymore. And they said, well, if we put that in there, we'll have to readjust your things. Well, they've already been readjusted. They flow nicely for $7,000. So I went on, I'm sorry to say, I went on Consumer Report magazine, and I found that they had something called Gutter On. And you can come look at this if you'd like. Gutter On. You have to go through Costco to get it. So my daughter and husband had Costco, and we used their account and ordered it. I got this. Hold on to your seats. Not $9,000, not $7,000, $350. I got enough to do my entire house. $350. I installed this. It wasn't hard to install, and took maybe a couple hours to do. Now all I do, I got a picture there. All I do is I have an extension pole. I have one of these paddle fan brushes that's round like this, and it screws in. And I go and I clean my shingles are like this already. They're like this, and it's that kind of slope. So it doesn't, not much on there, but sometimes a little bit catches on there. So I'll take that brush and I'll extend it up a ranch again, and I'll go like this. In 5 minutes, I can clean my entire gutters, get everything off the gutter, and it lets the water come through. The gravel will not go through here, and pine needles will not go through here. So if you want to look at this, that's a great thing. So home repairs you can learn to do before and after. My homeowner association said you had to have wood windows. So that's what happened, the wood windows. There's my wood windows. House is 25 years old, and I got some Bondo. I learned this because I learned it the hard way. I had sold a house, and somebody fixed some things like this, charged me $80 to do that, to fix that. And they used Bondo, not the car Bondo, but the general Bondo at Home Depot. But that's what I did. I used a Sureform, and I'd put it in there, and I'd go like this. I used a wood hardener to start with, and then put the Bondo in, Sureform to smooth it off. And just by using those Sureforms and planes, I could get it. And our daughter asked me to help with remodeling their bathroom. This is the bathroom, and that's afterwards. I don't do anything that squirts you or shocks you, but I do drywall. And how did I learn that? Drywall and ceramic tile, how did I learn that? I learned that from books, videos, TV, that type of thing. Tomorrow, other savings. Amazon Prime. Okay, suspend gym. And if it doesn't hurt, ask. I've learned from my son-in-law to ask, and my son-in-law's father to ask for a discount. And many times you can get it. Do you have a senior discount? Yesterday I made a mistake. I went to Taco Bell. I ordered the day before. I ordered the big long one. The burrito, yeah, the burrito, but it's the 7-layer burrito. 7-layer burrito. They told me it was $3.30. I forgot to ask them for a discount, but when they saw me, they said $2.80. I said, okay, thank you. I'm glad you noticed. Tomorrow we're going to do retirement, and it's going to be heavy. We're going to go the full time, so I'm going to go like this. I'm sorry I ran over today, but hope to see you tomorrow. We're going to talk about investing. We're going to talk about Social Security. We're going to talk about Medicare. We're going to talk about Medicare supplement and Advantage, lots of different things. So hope to see you then. Thank you for staying by. And if you want to see this, and if you want to look at your car, how it values out, again, you're welcome to do that. But this is worth its weight in gold here. Thank you so much. I guess I'm supposed to have prayer at the end. Let's do that. I'm sorry. All right, let's bow our heads. Father in heaven, thank you for this day. I pray that some of the things that I shared here may be a benefit to some, especially to those who are having difficulty with debt. Continue to guide and bless throughout this camp meeting. May be a blessing to each one. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. You all have a great day.
That thing with Cracker Barrel?
Yes.
I love Cracker Barrel.
Uh-huh.
My wife told me, she said, they serve pork and everything. I said, no, they don't.
No. I've asked them. They're